One more thing, Frank, I would love to hear you talk a little bit more about the Black Social Dilemma and your work to translate what was an incredible film. The Social Dilemma was great, but like you, I was watching this film and not really seeing myself reflected in it. And I thought, again, one of the things that got me super excited about collaborating with you was this idea that, like, okay, this is great information. Now we need to translate it and take it to our own people. So if you could tell us a little bit more about the Black social dilemma, why it's important, and how it's going to change the landscape for you.
So the reason I reached out to Mr. Orlowski, who produced the movie, is because I watched it. I'm a nerd. Like, when I was growing up, I thought it wasn't so cool to be a nerd. I was a nerd then. I'm really a nerd now. And I understood everything they were talking. I work with people like that. But what I explained to Mr. Orlowski is that the way the message was presented will not resonate with people I grew up with, people at the Y, people that just everyday neighborhood people that don't work at Google. Um, Really, the powerful message they were trying to get across, it just did not come across to people from our communities. So I am 1,000,000% committed. I told them I was going to translate it. I wrote a blog about it, which you can find on 1600 Avenue. But I translated it. And so this translation means, okay, these are all the problems. Let me take these problems and explain them like the way I did today. And also, this has been a heavy conversation, but we usually will have music and some entertainment. But I'm just tired of what's happening right now. So that's where you see the passion come out. But so basically, everything in the social dilemma, everything you hear about that is happening in terms of privacy and tech abuses, I really feel like we either have educational videos, we have webinars, we have tech tools, we have guides and checklists. We have everything you need to develop privacy hygiene in your life. So you can definitely limit the impact of social media. And more importantly, I just feel like the way things are right now, we don't have control of our lives. So the translation did two things. It took all those elements and put them in everyday terms and made them relevant to our communities. And something we did that they didn't, we created solutions. So if you have a daughter who's in front of the computer and people don't like her photograph, this is in the movie, and people don't like her photograph, and it makes her feel bad about herself. We have some parenting tips that we're offering people so she doesn't find her value in a like on a phone. So social media isn't being her parent, right? So I think right now that we cannot, our communities can't move forward. We're at a crossroads. Either this continues, or instead of petitioning Facebook, petitioning Google, and they're all of them. Instead of petitioning them, we don't have to petition anybody. We can be the change. If right now, whoever's on this webinar, if you tell me, you know what, I'm ready to wear a mask, I will tell you exactly what to do to dismantle the effect that the Facebooks have on our lives and parts of our communities. And you know, the last thing I will just say is, why won't Facebook just come earn our business? What a concept. Present a product, instead of taking our data and manipulating us, come earn our business. That's capitalism. People say, oh, you're a socialist. I'm a capitalist. But in capitalism, people shouldn't be manipulated. The best product that delivers the best value should earn business, right? And that's not what's happening. People are giving away the product and getting nothing in return except more hatred in the world. If Facebook was donating diversity programs and those sorts of things, I'd be less vocal. But the only thing that's coming out of the current model is more hatred, more racism, more stereotypes, and it just needs to stop.
I could not agree more. I think I mentioned earlier that I made the bold move in 2020 to disconnect myself from, slowly making my way down the list of evils. And I got to say, I don't know if anybody in this room is looking for an excuse to do this, but hey, free your mind and your peace will follow. That's all I'm trying to tell you. It's so wonderful to have conversations like this and talk about social media, how it's affecting our lives, how we don't understand that it's affecting our lives, and how it's changing the way that we interact with each other as human beings, as well as the ways that we are interacting with businesses and the government. Like, as you said, Frank, Facebook could just do a really novel thing and create a product that actually serves your life, that does something for you that's good. But
Right.
instead, like you said, it's regurgitating and encouraging a lot of the negativity and hatred we're seeing in our communities. And it's
But
even over the
Tanya,
last,
we're at a point now, though, where I don't want to say this the wrong way, but
yeah,
like it's up to us.
absolutely.
Facebook is not going to, there's not going to be a single change by big tech. It's just, there's too much money, too much